broadcast is actor Vishal, who has come out in the public domain and made those scathing allegations. And more importantly, the actor also argues he has proof to put this into perspective or to prove it in a court of law if it at all is required. Vishal, good afternoon. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast. It takes a lot to come out with the sort of allegations that you've made. First, for the reference of our viewers, if this was a bribe of sort that somebody had asked you, did you choose to pay this bribe?
Yeah, I was given no other option but to pay the bribe to get my certification. To get my certificate because my film Mark Anthony was due on to release that release yesterday, 28th. So this was the one of its sorts in my entire career, like spanning 20 years and 33 films. I've never come across such a situation in South. But when we went and applied online, and when my person went with the hard disk, we were approached by this lady, and they said that since you come in the last minute, if you want the certificate by evening, you have to pay a price of 6.5 lakhs, which my manager was shocked, and they said like you have only 1 hour to decide, and you have to tell us because we have to inform the officer, because he said hey ya nahi batao abhi isi waqt batao. So my manager called me, and I told him just give me like 5 minutes time to because I was totally baffled about the whole scenario. So then I took a collective decision two ways. One is to pay and make sure to get my film released on due date because a lot was at stake.
Yeah.
And number two is to make sure to bring out the truth. That I never expected corruption happening in CBFC office. So I told my manager, no cash payment, paid in 2 accounts. As she asked, first is like 3 lakh भेज दीजिए, screening 11:30 बजे शुरू हो जाएगा, और after that pay 3.5 lakhs before the first half gets finished, so that when the officer comes out, we inform them UTR number यही तो है. So आपका certificate शाम 6 बजे या 7 बजे मिलेगा. That was told to us. So I had no other choice. He had no other choice. My manager, he had to somehow get.
I believe it takes a lot of courage to come out in the public domain and make this sort of disclosures that you've made. I won't use the word allegation here, because any actor, any person working in the film industry has a lot to lose when you make allegations of this nature. But the reason I'm going to ask you the next question is because it's in the mind of many people. The timing of the allegations, why did you choose to come out with these disclosures / allegations at this point in time?
First and foremost is for my film to release, I needed the certification because I didn't have a deferred release date. And secondly, there is no time and date fixed to bring about the corruption in our country. Whether it happens at any point of time, it just has to be out in the open for people to see. I'm not. Please forget me as an actor. First of all, I'm speaking here as a common man. I mean, I do roles where I fight corruption in the silver screen. I don't just restrict myself to that. When I see corruption happening in true life, I'd rather my conscience pricks. I'd rather bring it out in the open because I wouldn't be able to face the camera again, shying myself and saying that okay, I was like a victim for that, but still I didn't bring it out in the open.
Yeah,
do anything
Vishal,
about it.
One more aspect. When you were asked for these bribes, you're also somebody who has worked in the industry, who knows the working of the CBFC and how things really operate. Often instances of corruption are brushed aside as ऐसे तो होता ही है. This is how things work, and it's okay to pay this amount of money and get your work done. Were you told something of this nature?
No, ma'am. Honestly speaking, ऐसे होता है तो दूसरा कंट्री में होना पड़ेगा. हमारे देश में नहीं होना पड़ेगा. This is like ऐसे होता है. वो तो बताएगा. वो औरतें ना वो तो बताए. आप डिकोड कर सकते हैं हिंदी में. तमिल में बातचीत किया मेरे मैनेजर के साथ. वो तो बताए, ऐसे ही होता है. 15 दिन के पहले एक एप्लीकेशन मिला हमको, उसको सिर्फ 4 लाख हम प्राइस कोट किया, और आप भी 15 दिन पहले आए तो 4 लाख से काम खत्म हो जाएगा. आप आखिरी समय आ गया ना, इसीलिए 6.5 लाख, इससे कम नहीं होगा काम. So so that means it's like I'm not the first victim. It's been a regular a factor that has been
That's exactly
happening.
the point I wanted you to make, that you're not the first victim. It is
I'm
something
not the
that
first
has,
victim.
this is something that has been happening. Let me take that to another point. The fact that you're not the first victim, the fact that you were told in different ways, explicitly and implicitly, this is how quote unquote things are done and this is the order, how things were done to other people as well. Is this only about certain officials sitting at a lower or a medium level trying to claim bribes? Or your sense is, and I make that statement very responsibly, that the rot runs deep. There is a need for a thorough investigation right till the top.
100%, because I made my manager. I told him two things. See, first, no cash transaction. Make sure you do a bank transaction. And secondly, that we had to pay 2,000 per bank transaction. And secondly, I said we are not used to this recording culture. But I told them, please record the conversation. She will not come on a normal call. She will come on a WhatsApp call. Do record it with another phone. I want the recording for for further purpose, which he understood for sure, because he knows it's hard-earned money of mine. 600 lakhs is no joke.
Yeah.
When we went, when he spoke to her, he got out information from her, and he asked who else is involved in this. I would like to thank the RO or the
Sure,
who else.
sure.
He said no, it goes up the ladder. CEO तक जाता है, and उसमें शामिल है, वो conversation में है,
Interesting, interesting. So,
yeah.
I want you to conclude this conversation on the note as to how we take it forward. A, there is a demand for a CBI inquiry into this matter. An administrative probe within the CBFC will happen, but that's only something which is tertiary. The core issue, the allegations you're making are criminal in nature. There needs to be a criminal inquiry. Will there be a formal complaint following here on, a police complaint per se? Also, a brief comment from you. For the people who call this some sort of a publicity stunt.
Publicity stunt. I don't think. I'd rather pay 6.5 lakhs and do a paper ad, full page ad. I wouldn't want to pay 6.5 lakhs to a corrupt official to get attention. I don't. I refrain from those kind of methods. I can definitely promote it in any ways with 6.5 lakhs. I don't have to pay a particular board
Right,
to be part of corruption, because I'm just waiting for action to be taken. Not for justice for me, but for people behind my queue, like the small time producers. I don't think they will be able to pay that kind of money to get the certification, because certification is something. I'm not doing an adult film or a porn film. I'm doing a genuine film which has been certified already in South India on September 5th, which was released on September 15th. So I don't see any money involved other than the DD that we have to pay, to get the film screened and to pay for the screening charges.
I totally get it. I mean, there's no normalization that can happen of corruption in this country. You've brought out.
It has to.
It's a very important issue that you've brought out. We'll take this up at 6:30 also today on the broadcast. But Vishal, thank you so much for sparing your time. Thank you so much for this conversation, and thank you for highlighting this in the public domain. We hope that this is taken to a logical conclusion.